Hello and welcome back to Cooking for Two 101. I'm Christy, that's John. Today we're making Salisbury steak. We're not making Swanson's TV dinner Salisbury steak. We're making Wagyu beef Salisbury steak. We have put our bowl in the refrigerator to chill it down. Wagyu beef has a lot of fat in it, and when you're mixing it up, the fat will melt. So if you have a cold bowl, that will really help in the process, because what we want to do with it is form patties. We're going to take those patties and make them into football-shaped burgers, kind of. But it's sort of like a meatloaf and a burger combined. The most important part, though, is the good stuff that goes on top. That mushroom and onion gravy. It's seriously delicious. Okay, so we have our Wagyu beef. We're just going to mix it up a little bit, get it opened up a bit. Not too much. We, like I said, don't want to warm it up. We're going to add our spices next. We have a palmful of onion powder, garlic powder, mustard powder, paprika, Himalayan pink salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper. We're just going to pour all of that in there. That's going to flavor our patties. It's going to be delicious. We're also going to add in a tablespoon of ketchup, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and about a half a tablespoon of soy sauce, because we already put a bunch of salt in there. I'm going to mix this together with a fork, because like I said, we don't want this fat to warm up and break down. It's going to take a few minutes to do that, but I just want to incorporate it a little bit before I add the breadcrumbs and the eggs. All right, there we go. All right, so this is 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. And bonus points if you get the pork flavored breadcrumbs. I've never seen them, but I've heard about them. They're sort of a mystery. So if you get those, apparently it's way better. And I have 2 beaten eggs. Pour that in. And I'm going to stir this around, like I said, with my fork. It is going to take me a bit of time. Normally I would use my hands because it's so much faster, but with all the fat in this meat, that's not what we want to do. So we'll be back as soon as I get this all incorporated with my silly little fork. Okay, so we're done. It's all combined together. My arm is really tired. But I think it's going to be worth it in the long run, because you don't want these to fall apart when you're frying them. All right, next what we're going to do is just cover this baby with some saran wrap. And we're going to let it sit in the fridge and chill for about 3 hours. You could do this overnight even if you want to, but I don't think I can wait that long. So we'll come back when it's ready in about 3 hours or 30 minutes. Okay, so the Wagyu beef is chilling in the refrigerator. Now we're going to prepare the gravy. I have here about a pound of Cremini mushrooms that I've cleaned and sliced kind of thin, and a small diced onion. In my pan, I have 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to saute all this yummy business down in there. Let's get that rolling. This is going to take kind of a little bit, but that's okay. Because everything you take time on turns out amazing. Kind of tastes like you cooked it with some love, which is what we're doing. I don't have the right thing. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cook this down until it starts to brown. Quite frankly, that takes about 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll see you then. All right, so about 3 minutes in, maybe 2, the mushrooms and onions start releasing their juices, and that's when we are going to add some salt and pepper. Oh, they smell amazing. Yum. Okay, we're going to continue to reduce these down. We'll be back in a bit. All right, these are looking pretty good. They've released a lot of their juices. It smells amazing. Yeah, they're starting to get really brown around the edges. The onions are translucent. What we're going to do now is add 3 tablespoons of flour, and this is going to dry out the mushrooms a bit. We're going to cook the flour so it doesn't taste like flour later. And what this is going to do is thicken our gravy, which is probably the best gravy you're going to have in your whole life. Trust me, it's amazing. All right, we're going to just cook this, stir it about a bit, cook it. Make sure that all of the moisture and the flour get combined and all of the mushrooms and onions are coated. There we go. After this, we're going to add about 3 cups of beef broth. You can use beef bone broth. You could use regular beef broth. I happen to have a beef consommé, so that's what I'm going to add. And, oh, she's getting really close. Okay, there we go. Nice and dry. There's no more liquid in the pan. It doesn't look, oh, there's a little bit of dryness there. Got to get everything incorporated. There we go. Okay, next we're going to add the beef stock. This is, like I said, 3 cups. We're going to stir this in, and then it's going to take about, I don't even know, 10-15 minutes to come back up to a simmer, and then it's going to reduce to about half of this amount. You want to keep an eye on it. You want to keep stirring. You don't want it to burn. If there's no bubbling or simmering, you want to turn the heat up. Right now it's on about medium-high. We'll be back when that's done. Okay, so about 3 minutes in, it starts to simmer in the center here. And that's when you want to add the rest of your seasonings to the gravy. We're going to add a tablespoon of ketchup. And I like to do it now. Ketchup has a lot of sugar in it, and if your pan's too hot, it could burn. But right now, it's definitely not going to burn. Also, a tablespoon of Worcestershire. Then we're going to mix this back into the sauce that is already well on its way. That was a perfect level of simmer. If you see more bubbles than that or more steam than that, then your stove is too high and you want to turn it down a bit. I'm at about medium. And we are going to carry on with blending this ketchup and Worcestershire into our sauce. Look, it's already starting to thicken. That flour is working perfectly. But we do need about another 4 minutes, so we'll be right back. All right, our gravy has reduced by about a half, maybe a third. But we are going to cook this later with the meat in it for another 15, maybe 10 minutes. So right now is the time to take it off of the burner. We're just going to put it in this container here, hopefully gracefully. And it's hot, so be careful. Oh yeah, it worked out great. You want to use a spatula and get all of this out of your pan because we're going to cook the burgers in this pan. One, because it's already seasoned, but also because it's already hot. So we don't have to wait. Yay, team. All right, there we go. Turn this back on. We are going to be at a medium-high to start because we want to sear this. These are our patties that have come out of the refrigerator. I have formed 3 of them. I just want to show you how to do the last one. But before I do that, I put some butter in the pan so it gets down, renders down. This is our patties. They smell so good and they're not even cooked yet. So you can make them into any shape that you want to, quite frankly. But traditionally, Salisbury steak is sort of an oval shape, kind of like a football that's been flattened. Oh no! Super Bowl gate. What was that called? Well, anyway. So that you want them to look like that, and they're perfect. I'm just going to wash my hands really quick. We are going to season our patties with a little bit of salt and pepper on top. Yum. And then we're going to fry them up in some butter. As soon as that gets hot enough to do that, we'll be right back. All right, my butter's melted. I'm going to put the patties in. I'm going to put them seasoned side down so I can season the other side when we're done doing this. So these are kind of thick. Yay for leftovers, because that's what we're going to have. They're going to take about 3 minutes on this side. And then we're going to flip them over and add the gravy and cook them the rest of the way through after that. We'll be back when that's ready. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes, maybe 4, and we're going to flip them. You want to do it gently. You don't want them to fall apart. Oh, look at that sear. Yum! So excited. Ah, beautiful. All right, we're going to let these sear for another 3 minutes. Then we're going to add the sauce and a little bit of soy, just to give it that depth of flavor. Make it seem like you've been cooking this all day. We'll be right back. All right, it's been 3 minutes. Our Salisbury steaks are looking amazing. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of soy sauce to our gravy and stir it in. And I'm going to turn down the heat on the pan to about medium now. I'm going to add this beautiful gravy. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. We're going to cook our steaks in the gravy for about 5 more minutes. These are pretty thick. They take a little bit of time to get that center done. You can press on the top. If it springs back, that means it's done. If you press on it and it's squishy, it's not done. But be careful, because obviously this is hot. While this is cooking, we're going to spoon the juices up over the gravy while it reduces. It's going to take about, like I said, 7, 8, maybe 10 minutes. We'll be back in a bit. Oh, feasting these burgers. Yum. It's like a bath of deliciousness. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just going to give it a quick temp. You want it to get up to 160. If it's a little below, that's fine, because as we let it rest, it will come up to temperature. Oh, it smells amazing. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, you want to serve this with some other fan favorites like mashed potatoes, green beans. We have broccoli, so that's what we're going to use. Don't be stingy on the gravy when you put this on the plate. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yum. Oh, look, here comes Big Dog. I like gravy. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, that is obviously a little bit warm for me right now, so we're going to let that rest a bit, and then we'll give it a try. Okay, Wagyu beef Salisbury steak is ready, and I am dying. I'm telling you, this might be my favorite gravy of all time. I'm going to cut into it. Look how it holds together. I think that's because we didn't overmix it, and we kept it nice and cold before we cooked it. We seared it beautifully on each side. The gravy is nice and thick. It smells amazing. I can't wait to try it. Oh, it's so much better than the TV dinners from my youth. Wow. You got to try this. Make this for somebody that you love. They will love you back, I promise. Okay, thanks for watching Cooking for Two 101. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and eat this Salisbury steak. It's so much better than you thought it could be. All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.